What is metaphysics? Metaphysics is not physics. It begins where the boundaries of physics end. While physics relies on the interplay of objects and subjects, metaphysics transcends the need for either. AI, artificial intelligence, might categorize metaphysics as a branch of philosophy. It transcends such a simplistic classification. Metaphysics posits that a single, unified reality underlies all apparent distinctions and separations. It suggests that everything is interconnected and interdependent, and that the perception of separation is a construct of the mind validated by physical senses. In metaphysical thought, the separation between the self and the external world is an illusion made up by the ego mind. This ego mind is an illusory entity that causes suffering and a sense of alienation. The divine mind, on the other hand, wills for us to understand the timeless eternal truth, that we are ideas in the mind of the divine. Ideas do not leave their source. According to the laws of creation, each idea of the divine mind adds to its abundance, never detracting from it. Believing that ideas can leave their source invites illusions to be perceived as reality. Metaphysics transcends conventional dualities such as good and bad, right and wrong, sin and salvation, heaven and hell, self and other. It posits that these opposites are not truly separate, but rather different facets of the same underlying reality. Just as a wave appears distinct from the ocean yet remains a part of it, so are these dualities interconnected and interdependent. Goodness is understood in contrast to badness, and ignorance is comprehended in contrast to awareness. As a poet once said, there is neither good nor bad, only thinking makes it so. Such knowledge comes from transcending the nature of duality. Notable ancient and modern messengers who have contributed significantly to the field of metaphysics and non-duality are Plato, 428 to 348 BC, a Greek philosopher whose works, including the Republic and Timaeus, delve into the nature of reality, the theory of forms, and the relationship between the material world and the world of ideas. Aristotle, 384 to 322 BC. A student of Plato, Aristotle wrote extensively on metaphysics in his work, exploring concepts such as being, substance, causality, and potentiality versus actuality. Socrates, 469 to 399 BC. Socrates famously asserted that the unexamined life is not worth living and has no value. His method of dialectic questioning aimed to peel away layers of ignorance and illusion, much like non-dual traditions seek to dissolve the ego and its misconceptions to reveal a deeper truth. Pythagoras, 570 to 495 BC, an ancient Greek philosopher and mathematician who founded the Pythagorean school, which emphasized the metaphysical significance of numbers and the idea of the harmony of the spheres. Parmenides, 515 to 450 BC, a pre-Socratic Greek philosopher known for his poem On Nature, which posits that reality is unchanging and that change and multiplicity are illusions. Heraclitus, 535 to 475 BC. Another pre-Socratic philosopher who believed in the constant flux of the universe, famously stating that you cannot step into the same river twice, and emphasizing the unity of opposites. Zhuangzi, 369 to 286 BC, an influential Chinese philosopher who contributed to Taoist metaphysics, focusing on the nature of reality, the relativity of human concepts, and the unity of all things. Laozi, 6th century BC, the semi-legendary author of the Tao Te Ching and the founder of Taoism. Laozi's teachings explore the nature of the Tao, the Way, and the underlying unity and harmony of the universe. Plotinus, 204 to 270 CE, an ancient philosopher who founded Neoplatonism, a school of thought that built on Plato's metaphysics and emphasized the existence of a single source from which all reality emanates, known as the One or the Good. Vedvyasa, the legendary sage who is traditionally credited with composing the Mahabharata, including the Bhagavad Gita, which discusses various aspects of metaphysics, including the nature of the self, reality, and duty. Patanjali, 2nd century BC, the author of the Yoga Sutras, which provide a framework for understanding the mind, consciousness, and the metaphysical principles underlying yogic practice and spiritual liberation. Adi Shankara, an early 8th century Indian philosopher and theologian who consolidated the doctrine of Advaita Vedanta, a key school of Hindu philosophy that emphasizes non-dualism. Ramana Maharshi, a 20th century Indian sage whose teachings focused on self-inquiry, Atma Vichara, as a means to realize the self and experience non-duality. Nisargadatta Maharaj, a 20th century spiritual teacher from India, known for his book I Am That, which is a compilation of his conversations on non-duality and self-realization. Eckhart Tolle, a contemporary spiritual teacher and author of The Power of Now and A New Earth, which discuss the importance of being present and the realization of non-dual awareness. Deepak Chopra, a modern-day author and speaker who integrates principles of metaphysics, particularly non-duality, with health and well-being. Ken Wilber, an American philosopher and writer who developed integral theory, which combines insights from metaphysics, psychology, and spirituality to create a comprehensive understanding of human consciousness. Rupert Spira, a contemporary teacher of the non-dual tradition, focusing on the direct path to self-realization through contemplative self-inquiry. Alan Watts, a mid-20th century British philosopher who popularized Eastern philosophy and metaphysics in the West, known for his accessible explanations of non-duality. Swami Vivekananda, a key figure in introducing Vedanta and yoga to the Western world in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, emphasizing the unity of all religious paths. J. Krishnamurti, a late 20th century messenger of metaphysics, Krishnamurti's teachings challenge individuals to question deeply held beliefs and to see beyond the dualistic nature of thought. His emphasis on direct experience, self-inquiry, and the dissolution of the ego aligns closely with the principles of non-duality, making his work highly relevant to those exploring this path. Osho, a late 20th century messenger of metaphysics, who emphasized the fundamental unity of all existence. He taught that the perceived separation between individuals in the universe is an illusion, and true enlightenment is realizing the oneness beyond all illusions. He often spoke about the interconnectedness of all life and the importance of transcending the ego mind, the wrong mind, to experience non-dual unity and awareness. Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese Buddhist monk whose teachings on mindfulness and interbeing highlight the interconnectedness and non-dual nature of all life. Many spiritual traditions teach that non-duality, also referred as metaphysics, is a path to enlightenment, awakening, or salvation. Enlightenment is needed to overcome the illusion of ignorance or darkness. Awakening is necessary to escape the illusion of a dream state. Salvation is required to transcend the illusion of sin. This realization involves seeing through the illusion of separation and experiencing the oneness of all beings in existence. Non-duality is central to several religious traditions, including Advaita Vedanta, a school of Hinduism that teaches that the individual soul, Atman, and the ultimate reality, Brahman, are one and the same. Buddhism, particularly in Mahayana and Zen traditions, where the concept of sunyata, emptiness, reflects the metaphysical nature of reality. Christianity. Jesus conveys that his followers are fundamentally connected to him through God, reflecting a metaphysical understanding where distinctions between the divine and human, or the spiritual and the material, are transcended in the realization of their inherent unity and oneness. Islam. The concept of oneness and unity, Tawhid, emphasizes the unity and interconnectedness of all creation under a single divine reality. The fundamental principle of Tawhid signifies that God is singular, unique, and indivisible, aligning with the concept of non-duality, where ultimate reality is seen as one and indivisible. Taoism emphasizes living in harmony with the Tao, the fundamental principle that is the source of everything and inherently non-dual. Sikhism. The Japji of Guru Nanak states that there is one reality, ever existent, pervading all, as conscious spirit. Metaphysics is not merely a concept, but an experiential reality. Practices such as meditation, prayer, self-inquiry, contemplation, and mindfulness aim to help individuals experience metaphysical or non-dual awareness directly. For over 30 years, I immersed myself in a spiritual buffet, delving into a diverse array of philosophies, cults, and spiritual traditions. Through this extensive exploration, I discovered a common thread running through all faiths. The transition from knowing myself to knowing thyself was far from easy. It required enduring the profound challenges and existential despair, often referred to as the dark night of the soul. I have studied the metaphysical teachings of many messengers, but I never worshipped or idolized any of them. They simply guided me to recognize the divine within my own mind. It became clear that they were no different from me. Like me, they are ideas in the mind of the divine. Although they appeared in physical forms at various times, they were not confined to their forms and never truly existed within their bodies. The truth within them is the same truth within me and you. We are the truth. One reality, birthless, deathless, ageless, and changeless. This truth is always present, here and now. Recognize, accept, and experience it. Truth is like a mathematical principle, precise and unwavering. We can either align ourselves with it, leading to a harmonious and balanced life, or fall out of alignment, leading to errors, troubles, and disharmony. When we are out of alignment with the truth, we often make up illusions that cause us to suffer. However, this suffering is not inherent to our true nature. There is the wrong part of the mind that experiences this suffering, tied to our temporary illusions and misconceptions. Conversely, there is the right mind that remains untouched by suffering, which is grounded in the eternal truth. We possess the absolute power to choose which part we embrace, the fleeting, deceptive illusions, or the enduring, unchanging, eternal truth. Our well-being hinges on this choice, guiding us either towards peace and joy, or towards fear, doubt, confusion, and pain. One notable spiritual document spreading in the world teaches non-dual awareness, A Course in Miracles, ACIM, which emphasizes the unity and oneness of all reality, transcending the illusion of separation and duality. Key aspects of non-duality according to ACIM include 1. Illusion of separation. Teaches that the perception of separation from the divine and from each other is an illusion, often referred to as the ego. This illusion is the source of all fear, suffering, guilt, and conflict. 2. True reality. The only true reality is the divine and his creation, which is pure, perfect, whole, complete, infinite, eternal, and immortal. In this state of oneness, there is no separation, fear, suffering, conflict, guilt, judgment, or difference. The material world and the experience of separation are seen as a dream or illusion. 3. Forgiveness. Central to ACIM is the concept of forgiveness, which is the means to awaken from the dream of separation. Forgiveness involves recognizing that there is nothing to forgive because perceived offenses are part of the illusion. 4. Atonement. ACIM uses the concept of atonement to describe the correction of the perception of separation. Atonement, or at-one-ment, is the process of accepting the truth of our oneness with the divine and all creation. This acceptance leads to the healing of the mind and the end of the illusion of duality. 5. Holy Spirit. In ACIM, the Holy Spirit is the memory of the divine in everyone's mind, guiding individuals to see past the illusions of the ego mind and to recognize their true non-dual nature. The Holy Spirit reinterprets the perceptions of the world, leading the mind away from fear and towards love and unity. In Hinduism, the Holy Spirit is called Atman, or Shakti. In Buddhism, it is Dharmakaya, or Bodhisattvas. In Islam, it is Ruh and Baraka, Ruach HaKodesh in Judaism, Shen in Taoism, and Holy Guru in Sikhism. In Native American spirituality, it is the Great Spirit. 6. Christ Vision. The Holy Spirit is the Christ Self, or the memory of the divine that teaches to see with the eyes of Christ. One can perceive the world through the lens of non-duality. Christ vision allows one to see beyond physical appearances and recognize the divine light, the divine love, in everyone and everything. This profound idea is taught in all religions. 7. Miracles. Miracles are shifts in perception from fear to love, revealing the true nature of reality and helping dissolve the illusions of the ego. 8. Practical application. ACIM provides daily lessons and practices to help individuals shift from the dualistic viewpoint of the ego to the non-dual awareness of the one reality. ACIM is not the only teaching on non-duality. There are other metaphysical or spiritual traditions that present non-duality as the recognition of the oneness of all reality. ACIM offers a spiritual framework and practical tools for awakening to this awareness and experiencing the peace and unity that come with it. The following is an adaptation from one of the ACIM lessons. Simply do this. Be still and set aside all thoughts of what you think you are and what you think the divine is. Let go of all concepts you have learned about the world, all images you hold about yourself and others. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is true or false, good or bad, worthy or unworthy. Hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought from the past or one belief you ever learned. Lay aside all your rituals, gods and goddesses. Forget this world, forget what I am sharing, and come with wholly empty hands to the divine, your true self. Is it not the divine who knows the way to you? You do not need to know the way to the divine. Your part is to allow all obstacles that you have interposed between your true self and the divine to be quietly removed forever. The divine will do its part in joyful and immediate response. Ask and receive, but do not make demands or dictate the way to reach the divine. Simply let it be. In this way, your reality is remembered and proclaimed. Today, do not choose the way to the divine. Instead, choose to be still and let the divine come to you. With this choice, relax and rest. In your quiet and tranquil open mind, divine love will blaze its pathway. What can never be denied is surely there, waiting for you to rediscover. The divine knows the way to you. Through every open door, divine love shines outward, illuminating the world with your innocence, purity, love, and presence. You are the non-judgmental present moment awareness. So be it. Be still and know thyself, is how I define metaphysics.